morning, friends. It's me, your wonderful host. I'm Graham, and it's really cold out here today. I'm sitting in the car. I'm about to pull out of the driveway here and head off to work, and it is really, really cold. Oh, it is really, really cold. How cold is it, you ask? It's 21 degrees Fahrenheit today. Ooh. That's like negative something Celsius. Oh, it's cold. So, I thought we would take ourselves a little bit of a ride. Now, I know you can't see me today, but I'm going to be able to fix that very soon. But I want to get back into the early morning ride to work. I want to start doing that again. I had so much fun doing that before. Of course, with December is my busiest time of year. I work real hard. December includes 6 days a week, and anything from 12 to 14 hours every day, delivering packages, basically for Santa Claus. That's what I do. Excuse me, I had to get a nice sip of hot coffee. Try to warm me up a little bit. So, December is not a fun month for me. Not fun at all, actually. But it's okay. It is Thursday the 28th of December, and it's currently 7:10 in the morning. And I'm going to bring you along for the ride to work. And we're going to talk about whatever the heck comes up, whatever happens. I am going to attempt to start doing this again. I used to do early morning drives to work every day for the longest time, and I did it over on Mr. Positive's channel, and I think I'm going to start doing it over here on this one instead. Now, I've done it where I have done videos like this, where I just talk and whatever comes up, I just talk about and whatever. And I've also done live streams. A lot of people like the live stream because they get to interact and they get to hear their name and they get to ask questions and I get to answer them and all that kind of stuff, which is really a lot of fun. But for me, it's difficult to stay on a topic. I have problems staying on a topic anyways. Like, I bounce around a lot. And then when randomly somebody will ask a question or say hi, all of a sudden I notice it, and then I lose what I'm talking about completely. And I'm like, oh, and then I'm off base, and it's like off topic, whatever. And I'm like, oh gosh, I'm in trouble. So, those aren't going to happen quite as often or as much as I would like them to. I don't think. I'm not sure. As far as the gardening world goes, I am pretty burned out. I know it's almost spring and I should be thinking about what I'm going to plant, and at this moment in time, I am really considering not gardening, taking a year off. I'm really, really considering it. I don't know. To be honest with you, I'm just burned out. I'm totally burned out. I don't know. We're going to end up moving again this year. And I don't see the point in putting stuff in the ground or wherever. And if I'm just going to have to move again, then what? So I think this year is going to be minimalist, cleaning up the garden space, making it, maybe planting some stuff, but making it very tidy, getting rid of all of the buckets and the containers, I think, and set it up so that it's in a position where if I was to walk away from it, it would look just fine and it would be okay for it to stay there. I think that would be probably the best at this time. But who knows? I mean, my thoughts on the whole thing could completely change by spring. And I mean, that's still another, 4 months away? At least 4 months away. We have very, very long winters here in the north of America. Very long winters. Our growing season is about 3.5 months long at the absolute max. Usually around, probably May. March. Yeah, probably about May you can plant in the ground, and then come September it's coming out. So, if not a little bit before September. So it's a really short growing season where we live. And the wife and I also have been talking about that. And we're really starting to look at the idea of possibly moving somewhere a little more southern. The ideas have come up. Arizona idea has come up. California, but I don't think that's going to happen because of the state tax. Ha 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 ha. The idea of Nevada's come up. The idea of a lot of places have come up, more southern, and we've really we've thought about doing a lot of those. A lot of those ideas were kind of running through our heads right now. We also thought about the idea of South Dakota, North Dakota, or not North Dakota, excuse me, South Carolina or North Carolina. We've thought about them. But at this moment, it's more of a pipe dreamy kind of thing about moving out of the state of Washington. Our kids are pretty young right now, and kind of want to keep them around their grandparents while they're young, and try to keep them stable in one school, and try to give them as much stability as possible while they're young. And then as they're teenagers, we can move them a little bit. They're not going to like it, but I think they can cope better. But anyways, we'll end up seeing what happens down the road. But like I said, with the garden, I'm really not there this year. I'm really not there this year. It's weird. I am thinking, so when it comes to planting stuff in the garden, I'm really thinking about planting perennials instead of annuals. Things that I can put in and they'll be there for a couple of years. I'm thinking about a big, huge row of blueberry bushes. I think that would be kind of fun to put blueberry bushes up above the wall. Just a bunch of stuff like that. Just a bunch of different things. Because what's going to happen is we're going to move, and this garden space is going to end up going back to my in-laws, and my mother-in-law is going to want to change it to something else or do something else with it, or who knows what. So I just figure do something with it that is a little more cohesive, with their style of gardening, which is extremely low maintenance. Maybe water it a little bit, but for the most part, super low maintenance. Not having to be in it, and planting things and all that kind of stuff. I absolutely love my in-laws, but when it comes to gardening, let's be honest, there's very little clue to what is sustainable in a garden. Most of the things that my mother-in-law, I love her to death, but most of the things that she buys them late season and plants them, and then they die off because it's too far in the season for them. And buys things at Walmart on discount in the garden center. I mean, just a bunch of stuff like that. It's like, I don't know, and they're usually flowers and stuff. Well, the area where I'm growing currently, it will not sustain flowers very well. It's a very shaded area, and that's a big problem I had last year as well. I just didn't have enough sunlight for like growing my tomatoes and that kind of stuff. They really need full sun, and there just wasn't enough of that. So I don't know. The more I think about it, the more I think it's probably not going to happen, to be honest with you. I'm really kind of hoping just to find a house or a place that's ours, where I've got some land space, got some good southern light, at least minimum 8 hours a day. 12 would be great, where I can really just go crazy and plant a real garden. That'd be awesome. But I don't know what the future holds. I'm trying to stay optimistic, because you never know. I mean, I could find that perfect piece of land at a perfect price and be able to get it, and we'll be good. Or I could end up with a piece of property that has absolutely nothing as far as land is concerned, or somewhere in the middle. So just kind of, at this moment, just kind of trying to stay positive about it. But I'm really kind of gonna I think I'm gonna take a break this year, honestly. The pepper shrine inside the house got really neglected in December. Really neglected. Lost a bunch of stuff. I'm pretty butthurt about it, actually. Carolina Reaper has passed away. A lot of my plants have passed away. There's a lemon drop that was in a 5-gallon bucket outside. I don't know how it's alive. Let's be honest. It's a really big plant. It's a gorgeous plant. I don't know how it's still alive. I am baffled. Completely baffled. So I took 2 pepper plants in 5-gallon buckets that I really liked, and I didn't know what either one of them were. I didn't know what I planted. I was trying to figure it out. I didn't know what they were. So I pulled them out of the garden right before it started getting too cold, and I put them in the garage. No sunlight, no nothing. I put them straight in the garage. They sat down there until, I'd say, probably the end of November. At the end of November, I brought them upstairs into the pepper shrine. One of them is dead, and the other one, it seems to be growing. Now, I cut them back really hard, and but the lemon drop is the one that seems to be growing, and it's a huge plant, and it's got all kinds of wonderful new growth on it, and it looks amazing. So maybe if I'm lucky, I can put it, being in a 5-gallon bucket, I can put it in a really sunny spot, and maybe outside, and maybe I can get it to really produce this year. Last year, it didn't produce until extremely late in the year. So, and then none of its fruit ripened up until after I brought it back in the house in November. So, my coffee's already starting to get a little cold. So I am definitely planning on trying to keep that alive. But most of the other plants I have, they're gone. They did not make it. If I keep any of the 5-gallon bucket plants around, I'm going to put them in regular 5-gallon buckets with holes in the sides towards the bottom. No water or no reservoir for water or anything like that. Nothing special. Just a regular 5-gallon bucket with dirt in it and wood chips on top. And I'll plant maybe a couple of pepper plants in that. But I'm not expecting any harvest or anything like that. Tomatoes, I am not doing tomatoes this year. I've decided against it because I know it's a big shocker. I always do tomato plants, but this year I don't think I'm going to because they're so cheap. I can go and buy a 25-pound box of tomatoes, what we call ugly tomatoes, for 10, 15 bucks at my local farmer's market thing. So I'm just going to spend my energy and my time doing that instead. That's what we did this year, and I think I spent a total of 40 bucks, and I got a lot of tomatoes. So, but anyways, I'm here at work. I just thought I would get on here and talk with you and hopefully brighten up your day just a little bit, but probably depressed you. Telling you about what I'm not going to do this year. So stick around. I'm going to try to come back every day and do a little video, even if you can't see me like today. I'm going to try to do something just so that you kind of are in the loop and know what's going on. So, all right, my friends, until next time, I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. And until then, bye for now.